Hello, I'm Alan Witham. I'm the team leader for the church development team of the Kentucky Baptist Convention. And I'm here today with Pastor Kevin Denton, who serves as pastor of the Horse Cave Baptist Church. And Kevin's church recently has gone through a period of evaluation, process of strategy planning and evaluating. And we're here today just to talk with him about that. Kevin, share a little bit about your church, if you would.
Horse Cave is located in the south central part of the state, near Bowling Green, Elizabethtown. It's a town of 2,500, like any small town in Kentucky. The church is 160 years old, has been around in that community all that time ministering. At this point, Sunday school is about 130, worship has been around 170 to 80. I've been there for 14 years. So I've grown to love the people and love the area.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about what led you to this process of evaluation.
We were going through a transition time in our staff. We had lost 2 staff positions. They'd moved on to other areas of service. And instead of going back with those same staff positions, we decided to take that time to see if the needs of our church had changed. I read about the ministry toolbox in West Recorder and was anxious for it to come out, thinking it would give us a tool to be able to evaluate where we were, to make decisions about where we need to go. And it did that. We were able, by taking the survey with our adults and our youth, to get a good idea in every area of church life, how we were actually behaving and how we were actually acting. And it gave us hard data to be able to point and say, here's the areas we're doing well, here's the areas we need to improve on, here's the areas that we really are struggling in. And it's areas that we thought maybe were that way, but we had no way of really saying it was until each person wrote down what they're doing. It was anonymous. No one knew who was writing what. So it gave them a chance to be honest about what they were doing recently in all the areas of the church survey.
What are some of the strengths of this particular tool that you used, in your mind at least? What do you see as some of the strengths?
The strengths were, first of all, the areas, 12 areas of church life. I thought it was very comprehensive. Secondly, the question that asked recently, how are you doing in this certain area, say Sunday school. Recently in Sunday school, I've done the following behaviors. And the real key there was the word recently, because it's easy to live in the past when you thought you did certain things. And it showed all of us individually that maybe there's some areas that we weren't doing as well as we thought we were. And it gave us a picture of all areas of church life and how we actually were doing. As my wife said, the church told on itself. We had a way of saying, this is what we're doing without someone looking right at us. Being anonymous, we could fill it out and turn it in, and it was very helpful in that way.
Tell us a little bit about the steps that you have taken beyond the survey. I know you've shared that you took the survey with your church. You got some feedback from that. Tell us a little bit about the steps that you're now taking to do something about the information.
We have taken time to decide which one of the areas that needed to be dealt with first that could affect the most areas. For our church in particular, it was Sunday school. We were strong in other areas, but Sunday school we saw, although not the weakest area we had, it had the most potential of touching the most areas. So as we began to look at Sunday school, we met with our teachers. We looked at the behaviors that are listed on the survey. We made commitments as teachers to begin to practice those behaviors. We then led our classes to practice those behaviors. And we've had an immediate increase in Sunday school. 40 people in the last 2 or 3 weeks have come back or gotten consistent in attendance because of that. It's even led us to consider a new staff position, Minister of Education. We've never had a Minister of Education. We've always relied either on the pastor or the Sunday school director to fill those areas. But we felt it was that important to focus on education that we need a staff position for that reason. Church has agreed to it. We formed a search committee. We're now in the process of doing that.
Okay. Kevin, one of the things that we've been stressing as a department, as a church development team, is the importance of churches asking the questions, where are we, and what is God's preferred future for us? Do you feel like this is a tool that has helped you to address those 2 questions?
it absolutely helps you see where you are right now as a church. Absolutely. You have 10 behaviors in 12 areas of church life where your individual members have now told you what they are doing in those areas. So you'll be surprised, maybe a little disappointed, but you at least will know what you have. Knowing what you have, for us, gave the Lord an opportunity to really bring conviction on us. Our deacon team, as we looked at that, felt convicted over some of the areas that we as a church have allowed to slip. We even spent 2 weeks of talking with the church and the idea of repentance, acknowledging that in ways we need to apologize for some of the things that we haven't been doing. It wasn't okay just to start changing things. We need to acknowledge where we were and acknowledge that it wasn't where we need to be. And I think that was a healthy move for our church. It was healthy in that it's not okay not to be doing these things. Not that doing is important, but behavior definitely gives you a picture of your belief system. You only do what you believe. And by realizing what you do, it really challenges what you believe.
Kevin, we're appreciative of your time today, and we've been talking today with Kevin Denton, who's the pastor of Horse Cave Baptist Church, and we're encouraged by what God is doing in and through that congregation and in and through Pastor Kevin and his leadership.